Morning, VC. All right, so recently Dom did a video highlighting Chicago independent labels. It was fantastic. It got the wheels turning. Was a great idea, and he was, paying tribute to the city of Chicago since he just got to record there with his band Material Objects at Electrical Audio, which was amazing. That they were able to do that. Very cool. So this might be an extremely long video. I just pulled like 100 records. So I'm going to show the records I have. It's probably not all of them, but I just kind of, off the top of mind, try to remember that some of those labels that he showed. And I'll run through the records I have on some of these great Chicago labels. I know he showed Vee Jay Records to talk about some of the early stuff. That was one of the first labels Dom showed. So I've got three records here on Vee Jay. I've got Paul Chambers' First Baseman. This is still in the original shrink. I got this in Savannah at Grayface for a very good price back when jazz records weren't bonkers in price yet. Yeah, this is fantastic. Wynton Kelly's on piano, Lex Humphreys drums, Curtis Fuller trombone, Yusef Lateef on tenor was a big selling point for me on this one, and Tommy Turrentine trumpet. I'll try to move through these as quickly as I can. Like I said, there's like 100 records here. Introducing Wayne Shorter, also on Vee Jay. This had belonged to WFAE here in Charlotte. They did a big sale at Lunchbox of all their jazz records. This is one of the only ones I did get. A lot of the diggers in town were out early for that. But this is, again, Wynton Kelly piano, Lee Morgan trumpet, Wayne Shorter tenor, Paul Chambers bass, and Jimmy Cobb drums. One of the first Wayne Shorter records. I think there's another one on Vee Jay for him that I don't have. And then this one I found very cheap in the used at Lunchbox. It goes for a lot. I didn't pay hardly anything for it. I probably paid 18 bucks for this. The Young Lions, and this is original on Vee Jay. Some of these same players: Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Frank Stozier on alto, Bob Cranshaw bass, Bobby Timmons piano, Louis Hayes and Albert Tootie Heath share duties on drums. And I think this one has the iconic Vee Jay label. Let's see if I can show you that. Yeah, the colorful one. First Baseman has just a plain black label. Just kind of nothing really to look at, but that Vee Jay label is pretty cool. Great early hard bop stuff. All right, what label do we have next? I wanted to show this label, sticking with jazz. I don't think this is one that Dom showed. This is the Nessa label. A lot of great free jazz, and pretty much strictly Chicago-based musicians. The first here I have on Nessa is Fred Anderson, The Missing Link. One of the best jazz records ever recorded. Hamid Drake's on this on drums. Adam Rudolph's on percussion, and Larry Hayrod on bass. This is just an absolutely incredible record. I know this is one that Sherv had looked for a long time. I think he got a copy. I found this probably from Dusty Groove, and it's got the silver Nessa label, or gray. I think it's silver. Amazing album. So that was a big one. Not that many years back now. The Art Ensemble of Chicago, People in Sorrow. This was VCLT that I got a while back. This is a gorgeous album. Yeah, Andrew Tales from the Crate sent me this, which was very kind of him. It is a early press, not a first press, but the classic group, Roscoe Mitchell, Joseph Jarman, Lester Bowie, and Malachi Favors are here. You'll see a lot of their records here coming up. We'll show you this Nessa label, which I think is a yellow label. Yeah, this is the yellow Nessa label. It's a beautiful copy, and this is more I think Rob the Wax got this recently, and you know, he said it's a little more ambient than it is, you know, free stuff, which is true. It's really beautiful record. Probably my second favorite art ensemble record. It's up there. I did see an original on the wall once at Carolina Soul in there, but it was a steep price, so I passed on it. Yeah, here's some more on Nessa. I'm gonna rip through these. The Roscoe Mitchell Art Ensemble, Congliptious. This is one I think that Chris Cole got to me that was in his shop, Record Wonderland. Yeah, excellent stuff from Roscoe Mitchell. Very, you know, very free jazz on some of this. This one's a double, Roscoe Mitchell, Nona. And yeah, George Lewis is on this on trombone. Anthony Braxton's on this. Yeah, this is a collection of some live stuff from different places. Some in Chicago, some in Switzerland. Henry Threadgill appears on this. One of the sessions from 1977. Excellent record. The next one Dom actually sent me. I think I might have bought it from his personal collection. Again, this had belonged to WSKG Public Radio in Enwell, New York at one point. This is LRG, the Maze S2 Examples from Roscoe Mitchell. This one is way out there. It's a big group. This one's not my favorite, but it's Roscoe, so it stays in the collection. Sticking with Nessa, more Roscoe Mitchell. This one in the Sound Ensemble, Sturdy McGurdy and Her Dancing Shoes. This one's really good. Really good record. Hard to find. Some interesting players on this with him. Spencer Barefield's on guitars. Tani Tabal's on drums and percussion. Jirabu Shahid is on bass, and Hugh Ragan is on trumpet. Not many of those players I'm familiar with, but they work well on this record. Really good. And then this I got off the wall at Amoeba on the Big Dig there. Lester Bowie numbers 1 and 2 with a lot of the guys from the art ensemble. Great cover art on this one. This was the first thing I got in Amoeba that day. And then the most recent pickup on Nessa that I have here is Bobby Bradford with John Stevens in the Spontaneous Music Ensemble Volume 1. They had accidentally sent me the CD when I ordered the LP, but kindly sent the LP on. And here it is. Bobby Bradford still playing. Shervin Alex just saw him in California. Trevor Watts is on alto and soprano. Julie Tippett's on some vocals on this. John Stevens is a great UK drummer. That's a cool record. So that's the stuff on Nessa. So we'll stick with the free jazz and talk about the Delmark label, another iconic Chicago label that's specialized in putting out a lot of the stuff for the art ensemble players. And then they also had a lot of blues records, and we'll get into that. Muhal Richard Abrams, Young at Heart, Wise in Time. I think I got this at Bop Shop. Henry Threadgill, Leo Smith's on trumpet on this. Some interesting players here. Maurice Thurman Barker's on percussion. Lester Lashley bass. But Richard Abrams plays gorgeous piano on this. This is one of my favorite Delmarks. This is a beautiful record. This one gets way more out there for Richard Abrams. Levels and Degrees of Light. Really free on this. Some interesting players here too. Leroy Jenkins on violin on this. And then we'll show you the Delmark label here in a minute. This one was also Bop Shop. This is a promo double of Live at Mendel Hall from the Art Ensemble of Chicago. We got this one I found at Harvest. Anthony Braxton for alto is the double. Really, really good stuff from Braxton. Not that expensive. And then you have all the solo stuff from the guys from the group. Joseph Jarman, As If It Were the Seasons. This has a few different colored covers, and I just have this I guess this is the white or grayish one. There's a purple and a green also, maybe? Yeah. Fred Anderson's on tenor on this. This one's highly recommended. Really good German record. And then this one is Joseph German with Anthony Braxton, Together Alone. This one's way out there, free jazz. Not my favorite, but excellent record. I found this not too long ago. I can't remember where though. I'll show you the Delmark label. Love this label. Very cool label. And it's got a couple different colored variants on their labels. That one happens to be the bluish on the top part there. Some are just white. And some more on Delmark. Maurice McIntyre, Humility in the Light of the Creator. This one's gone up in value. Again, excellent players on this with Leo Smith, Malachi Favors, etc. Beautiful artwork on the cover on that one. And I found this one in Greenville, excuse me, on a dig with Eric Weinbender, Forces and Feelings, Kalaparusha on Delmark from Maurice McIntyre. The standard group here from Art Ensemble, just add Anthony Braxton in the mix. Really good. One of the more iconic ones on the label for free jazz, Roscoe Mitchell Sound Sextet. Another one from Grayface in Savannah. Excellent, excellent shit right here. And I got some Jason Stein Quartet. This is more recent stuff with Joshua Abrams on this. Is he on bass? Yeah, he's on bass. Excellent, excellent record. This one's still cheap. Not as easy to find anymore, but if you do, it's not going to cost you a whole lot. But a great clarinetist, Jason Stein. This is one that Teddy recommended a while back. It took me a long time to get around to getting a copy, but I did maybe earlier this year or last year. A couple I got from Dylan at his first ever opening of the store. Well, there was only one first opening. Sun Ra Sun Song on Delmark. Early Sun Ra when he was in Chicago. Not as big a group on this. John Gilmore, Pat Patrick is here. Julian Priester on trombone. So a little more big band in sound on some of this. And then Sound of Joy, Sun Ra and the Orchestra. This one was a good price because it had the price sticker had been ripped off at some point. But this is the only copy I've ever run across, so I grabbed it. Charles Davis is now in the mix. Victor Sproles, a few other players come in. This is a little bit later on, not too much later though. Excellent stuff. And then you have a bunch of the blues records from Delmark. This one is a great one. This is the first one I ever sought out as far as blues on Delmark. I'm pretty sure because Sherv did that crazy blues flip video where he just went through the shelf. It blew my mind. Jimmy Fast Fingers Dawkins. This cover draws you in, and this is just a ripper of a freaking guitar blues record. Absolutely throws down. Yeah, this one's highly recommended. That's fantastic. And then it took me a long time to find a copy of this. It's a reissue, but it's on Delmark of Magic Sam Blues Band, West Side Soul. Another favorite blues one on Delmark. And then this one I had a reissue, and I picked up a much earlier copy at one of the Charlotte conventions. Hoodoo Man Blues, Junior Wells, Chicago Blues Band with Buddy Guy. Iconic record. Very happy to have this copy. And I do still have the reissue that I got. I think I got this in Greenville. Yeah, I got this reissue in Greenville. And they sound good, these reissues. If you see any Delmark reissues, they're worth picking up. One more on Delmark here. Southside Blues Jam, Junior Wells, with Otis Spann, Buddy Guy, and Louis Myers. Fantastic record. This is an early copy. I got this from Mike, who has a shop in South Carolina that does the conventions here in Charlotte. That was one of the best finds I had at that convention, for sure. Excellent. So that's all the Delmark stuff. I will stick with blues, and there's some smaller labels I think I have here. Well, they weren't small, but they were, I don't have a whole lot of records on these labels. The chess label. I don't know if Dom mentioned the chess label. This one's Chuck Berry, After School Session. It's an original on chess. I'll show you. I got this for a steal at Repo. Really cheap. It goes for a good bit. And there's your iconic chess label from Chicago. They would have a lot of other sub-labels that would come out. There's another one on chess, J.B. Lenore, Natural Man. I think I found this at Hardy Boys. This is an excellent blues record, really good. And it took me a long time to find this one. I had it on the want list, but finally got it. Here's another label. I think it's an offshoot, possibly, of chess. Is Checker. Out of Chicago. This is Bo Diddley, 500% More Man. That's an original copy of this, which, yeah, it says Checker on the back, so, and it has like the Cadet logo there. Yeah, we'll show you the label. This is an excellent, I don't like all the Bo Diddley stuff, but I really dig this one. This one absolutely jams, and this is a DJ promo copy on Checker. Very cool, perfect shape. I don't think this one was all that cheap, but I did get it at Repo. Yeah, this is a badass LP. And then the next label, sticking with blues, is one that Sherv turned me on to. I think the first record on this label he put in my hands at Glass House, is Jimmy Johnson, Barroom Preacher. His riffs. It's great electric blues. Yeah, the Alligator label out of Chicago. I'll show you that label. There's a pretty cool green label with the Alligator on there. Pretty much specialized in blues as far as I know. Might have put some singers out too. Yeah, excellent. Let's see what else we got on. I got a bunch here, I think, on Alligator that I pulled from the blues section. Yeah, we got Magic Slim and the Teardrops, Raw Magic. Got this with Dom, I think, in one of the shops in Rochester when I was up there. And then this one's really good. Fenton Robinson, Somebody Loan Me a Dime. This is an original on Alligator. I got one of the conventions here from Mike. Yeah, and this one's a sample, not for sale. Excellent blues record here. Really good. Mighty Joe Young on rhythm guitar on this too. Excuse me. Another one that Sherv turned me on to, the Sun Seals Blues Band on Alligator. This is an original of this. Johnny Big Moose Walker on organ on this. This record throws down. Really good shit. And then Hound Dog Taylor. A lot of his stuff's on Alligator. So Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers. Really good. Sorry, I'm getting a cough. All the leaves are out and the pollen's absolutely bonkers in this town. Sticking with Hound Dog Taylor. Natural Boogie. And also Beware of the Dog. And then, yeah, I think another offshoot of Chess was Cadet, obviously, and this is on Cadet Concept. This is Howlin' Wolf's new album. He doesn't like it. He didn't like his electric guitar at first either. And that's an original. I think this came from Carolina Soul for a steal because the cover's not in the best of shape. But this is another ripper of a LP. Okay. Grab a drink of water here. We're 20 minutes in. I still have a bunch more labels to go. All right. We'll show the Drag City label. So switching up from jazz and blues to some early stuff here from Detroit. Death for the whole world to see. Hackney Brothers, great freaking guitars on this. Politicians in My Eyes. This is proto-punk. That song right there is one of the best of all time. If you find the 7-inch single of that, it's worth an absolute shit ton. 1975, out of Detroit, Death. I recently found Death 3. I think this is released after they moved to Vermont. Hackney Brothers, though, they got a little more spiritual in their vocals. And they changed their name to the Fourth Movement when they went full on with that. And this is on Drag City 2. This was released in 2018. Excuse me. But yeah, that's badass. Also on Drag City, just got this from Luke. Papa M. This is David Pajo. I think he was in Slint. This is gorgeous music, phenomenal. Great guitar player. This was one of my better finds of the year. Just got the plain inner. Let's see if I can rip through the rest of these so you don't have to hear me cough up a lung. Also on Drag City, Dope Body, Lifer. Really good band if you're not familiar. And then another one Sherb turned me on to. Ohm. This is BBC Radio 1. It's on a 10-inch. I think it's a double 10-inch. This was released in 2019. Heaviness from Ohm. So they had Drag City, cool Chicago independent label. Moving on to Thrill Jockey. And of course you can't talk about Thrill Jockey without talking about Tortoise. And all the there's so many great bands that came out of Tortoise. But I picked these up with Dom at Record Archive when I was there. These first Tortoise 7-inches. Here, and I think you kind of put them together and it's... So those Tortoise, those are excellent 7-inches. And then of course I have TNT, a nice recent reissue of this on Thrill Jockey. Iconic LP. And then they've also, Thrill Jockey also put out a lot of stuff from Daniel Higgs from Lungfish. His album Say God, which is songs and poems of Daniel Higgs. And Lungfish being my favorite band of all time. So I want to show some of this stuff. And then a side project band of his, the Skull Defects. Thrill Jockey put out those records. This is Asa Osborne, the guitarist from Lungfish, is here with him. With Heinrich Rylander and Daniel Fagerstrom. This is not my favorite stuff, Skull Defects. It's a little bit strange, to be honest. Guitar stuff. It gets out there a little bit. Dances in Dreams of the Known Unknown, Skull Defects. Love the cover art. It's Daniel Higgs cover art. Yeah, on the Thrill Jockey label. Let's see if I can show you the label on that. There's the iconic Daniel Higgs there on vocals. Yeah, these are just custom labels that they did on this, which is really cool. And this weird, I don't know what color vinyl that is. It's not really orange and it's not really yellow. But yeah, I like this one better than the other one as far as Skull Defects goes. I can't remember the year on these. And then Thrill Jockey also does some jazz. They put out this recent LP, From the River to the Ocean, from Fred Anderson and Hamid Drake. Fantastic stuff. If you don't have this you can pick up now. And then they also put out this very strange record. This one's a difficult listen. Mats Gustafsson and Joachim Nordwall. The power reached across space and time. To defy them was death or worse. This is something I think Alex and Brandon, maybe Don, would dig. It's definitely out there stuff that those guys are into more than I am. This came out in 2023. There's a lot of... You can hear Matt's breathing on this a good bit. And that's on purpose. It's some weird stuff. I think that's everything on that label that I wanted to show. Next label. I got 2 more labels here. Numero Group. Doing the Lord's work, reissuing stuff. This one's a great one that you're going to find in your gospel sections. Pastor T.L. Barrett and the Youth for Christ Choir sings Like a Ship Without a Sail. This is very expensive if you find it. Chicago gospel LP. Really dope shit. Excellent record. And then the only other stuff I have on Numero Group is the Unwound stuff. And they tackled the entire catalog. And I really appreciate them doing it. Originals are very expensive. I have a couple. But to be able to pick these up, and these are very well pressed, very well presented, nice jackets. They've done box sets. I'll show a few of those. I just saw this band up in Cradle this year. Maybe I'll put some footage at the end of this video. I know Dom saw them in New York City on the same tour. So you have The Future of What that got reissued. And these are great Pacific Northwest band. Female drummer, she's fantastic. This is my favorite record of theirs, Repetition. This is a very expensive original, so I was extremely pleased this one got the reissue treatment from Numero Group. Just beautiful guitars, really good bass playing. They don't have their original bass player. I think he passed, but the guy that's filled in has been great. Younger guy. And then I have Live Leaves. All this from Numero Group. This is the most recent release. A Single History from 1991 to 2001. So compiles all the stuff from their 7 inches. And I actually have a few of the original 7 inches. But to have it all compiled here on a double LP is fantastic. And then the box sets, which have a bunch of the LPs. And I have 2 of maybe the 4 box sets. I'd like to get the CD box set, but that goes for crazy money. So I have Kid Is Gone. A bunch of albums in that one. I'm not going to go into opening it up. This video is getting long. I'll try to keep it at about 30 minutes. And then I have Empire. This one you can't really tell. The cover looks like, but that's that. And then the last label I'm going to show from Chicago is the most current label that's come out of all these. And like I just said in my last video, they just keep hitting home runs. The International Anthem Recording Company label. I'll kind of go these. I have these in probably alphabetical order. I'll go them in reverse order then, since they're right here on my shelf. Fantastic jazz label. All of these artists are at the top of their game right now. Very diverse stuff. The presentation of these is top notch. They're pretty much, to me, like the modern day Strata East. And I think this is probably going to be the 4th year running. My best jazz record from this year is going to be from this label. This one was from last year. Daniel Villarreal, Lotto's B with Jeff Parker and Ada Butters. Great percussionist drummer. Brilliant guitar on this from Jeff Parker. Ada Butters on bass blows my mind on some of this too. This is a highly recommended one. The year before that was that came out of these sessions too, the Panama 77 sessions, this was my record of the year. The year before that, phenomenal stuff. A lot of this stuff defies genre. This is going to be my best of this year, probably. The Tom Skinner Voices of Bashara live at Moo. I may have to qualify as as my best live. This is a double, and it's a limited edition of 1,200 copies. I got copy number 1002. Tom Skinner, of course, now in the Smile with Tom York from Radiohead. This is unbelievable stuff. There's the tenor players on this. Kareem Days on cello is unbelievable. Love this. Love that. Amazing performance. I have Jeff Parker and the New Breed, Suite for Max Brown. This was a real big one when it came out. It took me a while to get around to picking this one up. Great guitarist. I have a lot of the Micaiah McCraven, great drummer. Universal Beings E and F sides. I don't have all of his, but I have a good bit. Universal Beings, great artwork is always on these. They have these cool obies with the wild descriptions, as we've all talked about. They're kind of annoying. Where We Come From, the Chicago-London mixtape. This is really good stuff. A little more DJ leaning stuff. Then this one Felipe from Jazz Bums loves, and a few of the other guys. Highly Rare, which was a cassette only release prior, the 4-track cassette tape. Really good, really good from Micaiah McCraven. Kind of zipping through these. Damon Locke's Black Monument Ensemble, Where Future Unfolds. Some real spiritual, in nature stuff. You know, like a little bit of gospel. Great playing. Gorgeous stuff. I need more of this Damon Locke stuff. It's the only one I have. Some really good free jazz. Out of Philadelphia, Irreversible Entanglements. Open the Gates. Yeah. Kamea, Iowa on voice. She's freaking cool on this. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I got Who Sent You from them as well. Really cool. Free jazz. And the first self-titled, which was a split with Don Giovanni Records. Excellent. And then this is one of the most recent ones I picked up. The Asher Gamedze and the Black Lungs Constitution. A big group, South African free jazz. This one goes a little long, but it's great. Really good. Awesome artwork. This is an artist that Alex got to see out in, I think, Pasadena. Angel Bat Dawid, Requiem for Jazz. Fantastic Chicago musician. Yeah, she's on clarinet and plays some keys and has vocals on this one on this live album. But yeah, her clarinet playing is fantastic. And a lot of the stuff she does with her group is kind of like the modern day Sun Ra Orchestra. Well, they're still going too, but really good. And then her first one here, the Oracle. Fantastic. This one's absolutely fantastic. This one blew me away. And it does say on here, a Sun Ra infused mixture of samples, sonic fragments, and spoken word. Somehow austere and lush simultaneously. That was the write-up from Downbeat. Great artist. And then the Anna Butters, which I just showed in my last video. Incredible record. Very, very new take on music. Really good. She's a bass player. Jeff Parker appears on guitar on some of this. Yeah, check this one out. And then the late Jamie Branch, one hell of a trumpet player. She had fire and a message. And I have just, I think, 3 out of the 4 of her records. Fly or Die, Fly or Die, Fly or Die, World War. This one's not my favorite. The last one, there's almost like a southern rock song on the end of side one. It's weird, but still good. Fly or Die Live, this is incredible. And Fly or Die 2, and I'm missing the first record, which is probably the best. I just can't find it anymore. Maybe it's on their Bandcamp. 36 minutes. That's my Chicago stuff I wanted to show, inspired by Dom's video. Hope you're well. Peace.